Hey class, it's Mr. Jones. I'm just going to go over this CERT reflection document that you need to do if you have completed both portions of the CERT test, the reading and the English. If you have not completed both sections, um, you should have at least one completed. I've given you 2 days to complete the CERT test, one day before Christmas break and yesterday. So if you forgot to do it on one of those days and you only have one complete, that's okay, because I'm giving time for my in-person students to complete the other section today. So you're only doing this if you've completed both sections. So if you haven't, you are CERT testing the other section that you haven't done. I am going to um, make a list of students who need to um, finish which test, and I'm going to put that in the Google Classroom in the assignment for today. So don't worry about that. But I'm just going to go over this document for those of you that have completed both sections. We'll be doing some more specific remediation work about, maybe some specific questions that gave trouble to a lot of you all. Um, some commonly missed questions, some concepts that might have um, been tricky for you all, but we can only do that whenever the remediation window opens, and that does not open until either tomorrow or Monday. So that's why we're not doing anything specific today. We will do that hopefully tomorrow if the remediation window is open tomorrow. I'm still not 100% sure. Um, But if you're doing this, the first two questions are pretty self-explanatory. You just list your score, for the reading section of the CERT test right here, and the English section of the CERT test right here. If you didn't score as high as you want, it's okay. But put your actual score, your legitimate score. Don't add 2 points to it just because I can see your all scores. This is just going to be easy for me, so that way I don't have to go back and look at every student's specific score and fill that in. So just be sure to be accurate with this. Also, be sure to put your name up here so I know whose I'm looking at. Do not complete this document if you cannot answer these two questions. Basically, just like I said, do not do this if you haven't completed both sections. I've already went over that. And then I have some feedback questions. And the most important thing about this is to understand that there's no right or wrong answer on this part. I just need honest feedback so that I know what I can be sure to cover and make sure that you're understanding things, what I can do to help you all out. So first off, did you find the reading section or the English section of the CERT test harder? Why? Is there one challenging topic for you that really stuck out? Um, as being really difficult. Did reading the different texts in such a short amount of time, was that harder for you, or was the English section harder for you? And why do you think that? So just put your answer underneath here. What are some of the things that you remember that gave you some difficulty in the CERT test, reading or writing? Was there one or two question or topics that really, gave you a bunch of trouble trying to answer it? With the reading, it could have been maybe finding the main idea. It could be something to do with theme or plot, something along those lines. Or was there something within the English section, a grammar-related topic that really gave you trouble? Um, and you all, this is really, especially this question, it's really important that you all are honest with me and yourself, because this is how we get better, is by um, honest feedback and reflection. So just be sure to answer that correctly, because a lot of maybe some of the mini lessons I will be doing will kind of go over, or will kind of be based on some of the responses I get on this question. Were there any questions of the test that you found relatively easy? If so, what were they about? Why did you consider them easy? Um, Same thing. This just lets me know maybe, well, about 3/4 of my students said the same thing in this question. So I know that I don't need to spend 3 days going over something that 75% of my students found easy. Something along those lines. Just like I said, be honest with this. If you put something down, make sure you found it easy. Don't just say something random that you didn't find easy here just because you want to, I don't know, look good or look smart. Just be honest with me and yourself, because like I said, this is how we grow and get better. So be honest with especially these two questions. And looking back, what are some things that you could have done differently to improve your score? Um, it could be, maybe I wouldn't have spent so much time on specific questions. Maybe it would be, maybe I wouldn't spend so much time reading in the reading section, if that makes sense. Um, is there anything that really stuck out that if you got the chance to take this over, um, what you would have done differently? And this is just going to help me maybe ask around some teachers about some test taking strategies that you all can implement. But like I said, you all, this is very, very basic. I just want you all to do this and be honest with me and yourself, because this is how we get better. And if there's any questions you all have whatsoever, please let me know. If you are CERT testing today, the instructions or the directions will be in the Google Classroom. Be sure to give me your best effort, because this is an accurate representation of where you might stand in the ACT whenever you have to take that as a junior. And I've had a lot of questions be like, Mr. Jones, why do I need to take the CERT test, whenever I'm a freshman? Well, we need, like I said, accurate representation of the data, but also it kind of can be, it can let you know where you stand on the ACT, because the ACT, like it or not, is something that you all have to do. It's state mandated, and every college has a minimum requirement, ACT score to enter their or to be admitted into their university or college or whatever. So we need to see, what we need to work on, what you need to work on individually. It just provides a lot of data that we need. And the better ACT score we can get for you all, the more money you all get. About 75, 80% of the scholarships that you all apply for, which help for tuition bills, are have some sort of minimum ACT score as well. Generally somewhere in the 20s, depending upon the scholarship and the university you're applying for the scholarship for. And I just want you all to be able to save as much money as you can, because I remember whenever I was a freshman, I'm like, yeah, who cares? Tuition's not going to be that bad. But you all, whenever you get out of high school, you start to understand just the importance of money and just how expensive, classes are. And if you can save any money at all, then that's good. Not only for you, but for your family, for everyone involved in it. So that's what I want to do, is just try to help you all to save as much money as you all can. Remember, your CERT credentials, your username and your password, are both your 10 digit student ID that follows you throughout your educational career. If you have any questions at all, either about this document or logging into the CERT test, please shoot me an email. I'll be glad to help in any way I can. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day.